WalkBike Frankfort is a grassroots community organization, all volunteer. It's a nonprofit, a 501c3 nonprofit, whose mission is to make Frankfort the best city in the Commonwealth for people who walk and ride bicycles.
WalkBike Frankfort started actually as a subcommittee of another organization called Envision Franklin County. So there were people in that organization interested in alternative transportation, so walking and biking. It got to a point where there was enough momentum, enough people interested, that it spun off as its separate group. And then starting about the time we did our first master plan, the group of us decided to form an official organization.
I love it when WalkBike does community walks or when we have our Sunday Fun Day rides. Those are always a good time for families, especially in the summertime. We'll meet generally outside the Coffee Tree Cafe. It's all ages, all kinds of bicycles, all sorts of riders, and then we just set out to see where the day takes us. We might ride for 3 miles, 5 miles. Every once in a while we'll go for 10 miles, which is a really long stretch for us, but it's one of my favorite things.
One of the things that I like about WalkBike Frankfort is that we've really got to accomplish a lot over the last 10 years. There's been a lot of projects that we've gotten built, including trails and bike lanes and sidewalks. The master plan really is a long-term vision of what our walking and biking system will be in the future. It helps guide our decisions, so we have the vision of what it'll be in 50 years, but then it also lays out the priorities, the things that we want to work on first, and try to get the funding to make happen. The first master plan was created starting in 2006, and it was finished in 2007 and adopted by the city and county. And then it was revisited about 10 years later and completed in 2016 and is currently adopted by the city. We decided it was really important to reach out to the community and find out what everybody thought was important and to reach out and find out what their ideas were. We knew we had a lot of ideas ourselves, but once we started that public input process, we found lots of really creative, good ideas that we just hadn't thought about.
WalkBike Frankfort has been instrumental in several projects that have improved life around town for people who ride bicycles. We have been the driving force, no pun intended, behind the bike lanes on 2nd Street, the bike lanes on Broadway. There are a couple of bicycle repair stations around town. One is on the Riverview Trail, one is in front of the Public Safety Building. The Riverview Trail in particular was a WalkBike Frankfort project. It was originally conceived as a part of the Riverfront Development Project, which came out of a plan in 2007. And after some progress was made and some momentum was built to get that trail done, we were able to make it happen. So that trail's been open since 2012 now. We also are instrumental in the bike lanes and new sidewalks on Louisville Road, which go from Lafayette Drive to the US 127 intersection, quite a stretch, and we're very proud of that.
A number of trails in the Cove Spring Park. There are sidewalks that lead to the western school campuses for the elementary, middle, and high school on the western side of town. Also over in that area is a shared use path that connects each of those campuses to the neighborhood. Along US 421, we have when they widen that road, we have a new trail and a sidewalk.
Advocate for improved bicycle and pedestrian infrastructure. That might mean sidewalks where none currently exist or new sidewalks where they're in need of improvement. Pedestrian bridge where it's indicated. There's one on Schenkel Lane now so that folks can safely walk from the Schenkel Lane, Stedmantown Road area to East Main Street, which is a major improvement. We've also made progress in seeing bike lanes put around town. We give away helmets at Christmas time. We're involved in other community safety projects when it comes to children and bicycle education.
One of the important projects that we have is a sidewalk that was built, a new sidewalk that was built along Schenkel Lane. It connects a number of different neighborhoods, and it connects them over to commercial areas So we used to see people walking up and down that street, basically in the middle of the travel lane, including people that had strollers with small children. So the sidewalk's been built, and it serves a lot of people that live in that area.
We have lots of ways in which folks can be involved with WalkBike Frankfort. We have a planning and implementation committee which studies areas around town where actual construction work can be done to either build sidewalks or improve ones that are already in existence, or will help plot the way for bike routes and other types of infrastructure. We have a public relations committee which plans community walks, it plans events around town. We plan the Sunday Fun Day rides. You can serve as on an ad hoc committee. If you have an idea for a fundraiser or an event that you'd like to see WalkBike produce, we'd love to have you.
Well, we're excited that this year we're scheduled to get into construction of the trail that will start downtown and then go along an old railroad bed and reach up to Kentucky State University and East Main Street. So that's the one we're focusing on completing, but we're also looking at addressing a potential trail that will go along an old abandoned road. It's called Brown's Ferry Road. And then also hopefully making a connection from our downtown South Frankfort area over to the high school athletic complex. I think the success of WalkBike Frankfort has really been by the dedication of the people that have served on the board, as well as many other volunteers. But also WalkBike Frankfort's success has been in not just advocacy, but teaming up with people that work in the government and work for the school systems. In reality, you have to have a team to accomplish these projects.
I want folks to know that walking and riding a bicycle are part of everyday life, and some people rely on it for transportation, but for others it's not just transportation, but also just a fun, healthy way to get around. And a community that looks out for people who are using their feet and their bicycles to get around town is a community that is committed and focused on a healthier, happier lifestyle.
Hi everyone, this is Nathan from the Kentucky Cycling YouTube channel. Hope you enjoyed the first episode of the Kentucky Cycling Connections series. Many thanks to Donna and Brent from WalkBike Frankfort for their time in being interviewed. If you enjoyed this episode, please like the video on YouTube and subscribe to the channel. If you're a part of an organization that would like to be featured on the Connections series, please comment below. Thanks.